What RC cars and trucks are trending the highest this year? Good question. We've pulled the data to see what vehicles are getting the most attention throughout all of 2024 at AMain Hobbies, and the results might surprise you, so let's do it. Number 20. Now starting us off is an RC basher that just squeaked through, and online, it's hailed as one of the most durable bashers you can buy. It's the rival MT10 V2 from Team Associated, and this thing is a 1/10 scale monster truck. It's 3S brushless compatible, it's 4-wheel drive, comes with LEDs, and it's ready to rip for only $340, which is pretty good for what you're getting. Number 19. Now the next truck costs a little bit more money, but holy smokes, does this thing look good. It's the Jeep CJ7 from Axial, and it's a fantastic Jeep recreation in RC form, featuring all the official Jeep licenses you'd expect for the real deal. No knockoffs here. This truck comes ready to run, equipped with an officially licensed body, bumpers, wheels, and tires, plus a full-scale interior to make it look as realistic as possible. It might be $500, but it sure turns a lot of heads. Number 18. The legendary Slash is next, but it's new, or updated at least. It's the BL2S version that now offers a brushless platform for nearly the same price as the old brushed models. So it offers more speed, more punch, and the long-term motor reliability only brushless can offer. The BL2S versions also offer adjustable turnbuckles, you get the Magnum transmission, and most importantly, the clipless body fastening, which is totally freaking awesome. And you get it all for only $250. Number 17. On the opposite side of the RC spectrum is this massive 1/5 scale basher with 8S power and a $1,000 price tag, but people can't stop checking it out. This is the Kraton 8S BLX EXB, ready to run. ARMA found the sweet spot by combining the Kraton 8S and their Extreme Bash EXB package, offering the closest thing to an X-Max killer we've seen in a long time, which, by the way, did not make this list. Number 16. Number 16 might be for slow driving, but it sure is a looker. It's the murdered out version of the Ecto Trail truck from Element RC, which is arguably their best trail truck offered, and they've cleverly combined that with the paint system called Scratch and Weather, allowing you to sand the outer paint layer to expose the inner rust. It's a pretty cool system, but even if you're not into it, this blacked out truck looks fantastic, especially with those bronze beadlock wheels, all for $400. Number 15. This next truck is a top dog and has been since 2022, and it shows no signs of slowing down. It's the Traxxas Max Wide Max, and it's arguably one of the best 4S bashers you can buy in terms of durability, upgradability, extreme power, performance, and awesome aggressive styling. It's definitely not a cheap truck at $570, but you get a lot of truck for that price, which is probably why it's still so popular. Number 14. Number 14 takes us to the track where running fast laps is all about consistency, and the RC8B 4.1E is apparently a popular way to do it if you need a 1/8 scale electric buggy. Racing e-buggy is no joke. These are serious race cars designed for 4S power, and they offer so much tuning and adjustability, it's meant for the professionals or serious RC enthusiasts. This car is also a kit that requires building, and all the components added separately, and it costs $670. Number 13. The TRX4 Sport High Trail is next, and holy smokes, every time we make one of these lists, some version of the High Trail is on there, and this time, it's the Sport model, which I guess makes sense because the Sport is the least expensive model, so you still get those big oversized tires, the lifted truck stance, and the aggressive big truck look that so many people want, and then the best part, it's for a darn good price. Ready to run for $380. Number 12. Traxxas is going back to back because next is the XRT, and it's also the biggest RC on this list at over 31 inches long, which is just 1 inch longer than the ARMA Kraton 8S. Other than that, they're both pretty dang similar with a low center of gravity chassis design, extra wide stance for stability, and an emphasis on sporty performance driving. The XRT is one heck of a truck, and we made a whole video on it arguing about how it's better than the X-Max. But is it more fun? Well, that's up to you. The only thing that's certain is the XRT is getting more attention. Number 11. Of the entire AMain Hobbies website, the monster truck that people are looking at the most is this, the Mini LMT in Gravedigger livery from Losi, which is a mini 1/18 scale RC truck with a smaller size and weight, but with a huge attitude, performance, and styling. It is sized for indoor fun or outside, and with a $270 price tag ready to run, it's significantly less expensive than the full-size LMT, and it's a great way to get your hands on a beautiful, officially licensed monster truck. Number 10. Number 10 is no replica. It's just a good old-fashioned RC drifter aimed at beginners. It's the RD 1.0, ready to run from Yokomo, and it's a great base platform to start with plenty of room for future tuning and upgrades if you want to go that route down the road. As the car comes though, it already offers adjustable turnbuckles, it already comes with a gear differential, and it comes with a battery and charger to be the most complete RTR drifter you can buy, all for $330. Number 9. When you see this next truck, it's easy to understand its appeal. This is the Losi Baja Ray 2.0 Heatwave Edition, and it's a gorgeous desert truck recreation in 1/10 scale form, featuring a realistic scale body, tires and wheels, an LED light bar, a roll cage, and a realistic interior with driver figure. When it comes to driving, the performance is on point with brushless power, 4-wheel drive, independent front suspension and solid rear axle, and a 50-mile-an-hour speed rating. For $530, it's not only beautiful, but it's also a blast to drive. Number 8. The same is true for our next truck, but at a much slower pace. This is the Trailfinder 2 with the licensed Chevy K10 Scottsdale body, and it's an absolute beauty to look at on or off the trail. Since this truck is a rock crawler, it's meant to go slow and take your time to find the best path to crawl, and it does so in style thanks to that hard plastic K10 body and all those finer details like the molded bumpers, headlights, grille, mirrors, and more, all for $570. Number 7. The next truck is also a crawler, but it's much more oriented towards performance. This is the Red Cat Ascent Fusion LCG, and it's a $400 brushless crawler that comes stacked with some pretty nice features for the performance-minded driver, like a low center of gravity stance, carbon fiber chassis rails, carbon fiber shock towers, and a quick change underdrive transmission that comes with 20% but can be tuned to suit your conditions. Number 6. Now, number 6 has been around longer than any other vehicle on this list, and it's still as popular as ever. This is the Traxxas Unlimited Desert Racer, also known as the UDR. Now, for many, this truck sets the bar for what an RC desert truck is supposed to be, boasting an incredible realistic appearance that mimics the look and feel of a real desert truck while being a large-scale RC truck. The attention to detail, the 6S power, the incredible suspension, they're all elements that make this $750 RC truck one of the most sought after year after year. Number 5. Sliding into the number 5 spot is the RMX 2.5 ready-to-run drift car, whose popularity has been on fire over the last few years for being a great all-around, easy-to-drive rear-wheel drifter that's available with brush power for $300 or faster brushless power for $400. Also important though is that the car is available with so many different awesome scale body options and colors, and they all look fantastic. These cars used to be pretty hard to find in stock, but thankfully most are available these days. Number 4. Now, we saw this car pop up earlier, but this is the last generation version. It's the RC8B4E electric 8-scale buggy, and this is very similar to the 4.1 buggy that we saw earlier, but before the update. So it's not quite as current, and it's not up to the same parts spec, but sometimes that's okay. Now, really, the main reason this car is on the top 20 list is because all the old stock has been getting blown out at sale prices, which gets people looking. Number 3. A motorcycle? Yep. This is the Losi Pro Moto dirt bike, which requires no introduction if you follow the RC world. And it made this list last year too, but in the number 2 spot. The fact that it's so popular should be no surprise. I mean, just look at this thing. It's amazing. From the bike, the suspension, to the rider, it just looks real. Not to mention, it rides pretty realistic too. From fling and roost, popping wheelies, and jumping, all for $550 with 3 color options to choose from. Number 2. Now we're nearly at the top now. We've got our last trail truck crawler. This is the Vrd Stance from Vanquish Products, which is the ready-to-run version of the Vrd Carbon Kit, with both meant to be their top-tier, performance-oriented trucks. With the RTR Stance, it comes with aluminum rails, F10 portal axles with brass tubes, an angled skid plate, the VFD transmission, and a 24% overdrive. The truck is also 3S ready with 2 body colored options to choose from for $500. Number 1. Number 1 was a bit of a surprise, and I bet you thought it was going to be a basher like I did. But nope, it's a race car. This is the B7 two-wheel drive 1/10 scale buggy from Team Associated, who is the most winningest RC brand in history with an impressive 32 IFMAR World Championships under their belt. And they released their B7 flagship just months ago in January, and it's been getting tons of attention month after month, making it the number 1 looked at RC car for 2024. Now keep in mind, this race car is a kit. It requires many items and it costs $400. So guys, what RCs surprised you the most? Leave us a comment down below. And if you want more info on any of the cars talked about in this video, check out our links down below.